Now, we want to take a closer look at how investors are reacting to Microsoft's $8.5 billion cash deal for Skype. Microsoft is up from its low today, now just under a loss of 1% there. Our next guest says it's about right, and he's sticking with his outperform and target price of $36 a share for a stock currently under $26. Joining us now on the phone from Atlanta is one of the most accurate forecasters of Microsoft, Oppenheimer Co. technology analyst Brad Reback. We call him a Bloomberg best. Brad, thanks for joining us. Let me start by asking you about the price tag here. $8.5 billion. It seems hefty. It seems almost sort of dot-com bubble era for a company that's never made a profit.
You know, at the end of the day, it's a full price. I don't think it's an egregious price. They're paying right now about $50 per user. Skype's growing their install base about 40% a year, so that goes down to about $35 per user next year. So, and the reality is, this is a company making money. It had about a $250 million operating profit last year, or about a 30% margin, with very low CapEx needs. So this business is a lot more profitable than people are assuming right now.
Brad, profitable enough that it's worth that $8.5 billion in cash that Microsoft just paid for it?
Today, no. Tomorrow or down the road, we'll have to see. You know, the key here to this transaction will be Microsoft's ability to sell these 200 million users, or roughly 200 million users today, additional services and monetize them with things like advertising. So this is where the big investment in Bing needs to pay off, and Microsoft needs to drive a whole lot more than $5 per revenue that Skype's getting right now, and that'll take time.
I have to say, Brad, as an Xbox user and a frequent user of the telephone, I was pretty excited about this deal. Walk us through what you think Microsoft's strategy is going to be. I mean, are we going to see Skype as an automatic addition to the Xbox platform? Are we going to see cameras on the Xbox? I mean, what's it going to look like?
Yeah, so today, as you probably know, with Connect, you have a camera and a microphone with Xbox, and it's integrated. And there's no doubt, I think, you know, shortly after closing, there'll be another tab here on Xbox Live as it relates to Skype and your ability to Skype your friends and get the whole room a view of sort of a video conference as relates to that, and then, you know, family members that are maybe even outside of the Xbox community. So there is definitely an avenue here to get additional revenue from users. Now it's all about execution.
You know, right, it is all about execution, Brad, and you obviously were probably listening to the conference call, or the televised press conference, if you will, this morning with Microsoft and Skype. One of the big things that kept being brought up over and over again is the integration of these two companies. What makes you so confident that it's going to be successful, that the execution will go well?
You know, candidly, I'm not overly confident. This is a company that has had a spotty record from things like Aquanav and Danger, and most recently the hiccups they've had integrating the Yahoo search business with Bing. This is an organization, I think, that's aware of their shortcomings and is going to work very, very hard to make sure it doesn't happen again. But that's why I do say this is a long-term type of opportunity.
How long? How long?
I think it's probably the better part of 3 years that it'll take. I mean, the deal won't even close until the end of this calendar year.
Let me ask about your price target, $36 a share in Microsoft. It hasn't been that high since before the financial crisis, and before that it was the dot-com bubble. Why can't the company get this stock to move, and why do you think they will be able to 36 in the next, I'm guessing, 12 months is your target range? Yeah,
so ultimately we are betting on the fact that come September, when they roll out the newest version of Windows 8, and then Windows 8 on ARM, or the chipset that goes in most tablets today, that there'll be more than just a Me Too Apple product that they deliver. Skype could definitely help them with that as it relates to bringing some neat feature functions to a tablet from Microsoft. If they're ineffective doing that, then we'll have to reassess how we look at the stock and how we look at the price target. But
Brad, let me ask you one last thing, because I'm curious how you think this move by Microsoft buying up Skype compares with other moves that we've seen within the technology sector.
Yeah, so, a lot of what we've seen thus far in the technology center has been fairly enterprise-centric. For Microsoft, I think this is their big move into almost the social type of world. Obviously, there are very few platforms out there that have 200 million users today, and this is their opportunity to try to monetize those users. But I think it's much more of a consumer move, obviously, than anything on the enterprise side.
Got it. Thank you so much. He's a Bloomberg best, Brad Reback from Oppenheimer & Company, talking to us about Microsoft and Skype.